Shalom, Akim, Aquam, Wakatah, Yahawashai, and this is going to be about John the Revelator seeing Babylon the Great, America burning. Seeing America burning 2,000 years ago. See, he's seen this place burning from the nukes that they finna send over here. Now this is Bible prophecy, so we're gonna go into these prophecies and bring it out. But first of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're gonna start off with breaking down what did the prophets do. Let's start off with Jeremiah 28:8, the classic. What did the prophets do to show this is what John the Revelator was all about? See, he was bringing out these prophecies. This Jeremiah 28:8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the apostles, the prophets of old, Moses, King David, see, they always were prophesying against the kingdom. Moses with the Egyptians, Daniel with the Babylonians. Okay? Now when you go into let's get 2 Samuel, or is it 1 Samuel? Yeah, 1 Samuel, Salakia. 1 Samuel 9:9. It says, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come, and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. So he was seeing Babylon the Great, America burning. Okay, let's see here. Let's get Isaiah 49:10. What was the Lord showing these prophets? Oh, 46:10, Salaki. Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning. So he declaring the end. He's not talking about what's happening right exactly now. See, when he was, because you know a Negro will say, oh, them the Bible days. No, it's not the Bible days. He was predicting, prophesying about what was going to happen in the future, not about what was going on at his time. So they'll say that's what he was doing in his time. No, he was seeing America being burnt. You see, that was going to be the end. He said declaring the end from the beginning. See, when he was prophesying, that was the beginning. He prophesying about what's going to happen in the end. It says, from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. See, because it's the Lord's pleasure to get revenge on this wicked kingdom and these wicked people, see, who's blaspheming the Lord and committing all kind of abomination. Now let's get another one. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go into Ephesians. Ephesians 6 and 12. Because it goes into it. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, and we talking about spiritual wrestling. He's not talking about a physical operation. When you go up to let's see here. When you go to, let's see here, verse 11 is talking about putting on the whole armor. But I'm thinking when you jump down, it's talking about the faith, and that faith is seeing stuff that ain't even happened yet. So they seeing the future that's didn't happen, and you got to have faith on what you haven't seen yet. Okay, so jumping back up to 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principality." So you having faith that this principality that you is against gonna get destroyed. It says against powers. See, America is a power. It says against rulers of the darkness of this world. See, of this government, of this kingdom. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places in this kingdom. The Congress, the Senate, see, the legislators, the presidency, his cabinet. See, the small hats over there that's controlling the whole government. It says, I'm gonna jump down to 16 again to get that whole thing in verse 16 to identify who is this kingdom. It says above, this is Ephesians 6 and 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. See, the wicked is the one that this is being prophesied against. See, the faith that the wicked kingdom, the wicked powers, the wicked the wicked principalities, that's the wicked government, the wicked powers against the wicked rulers. See, you got to put all of this in the same operation. The wicked individuals that's in high places, you got faith, which is you seeing the evidence that they're gonna be destroyed. See, what evidence we seeing? We seeing their economy going down. Their economy is finished. We seeing that the banks are going down. We seeing that the housing market is going down. We seeing that the businesses and the employment situation is going down. Okay, it says, we're back to verse 16, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. What's the darts that they are throwing? They throwing a bunch of lies. See, they're in their government trying to set traps, and they telling a bunch of lies. And let's go get this kingdom that he's prophesying again. Daniel prophesied against this kingdom. Now Daniel, in what is it, chapter 2, let's get the foundation. Chapter 2, he started off talking about these kings, and he was prophesying about all the kingdoms. See, he wasn't just prophesying against Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel prophesied against all these kingdoms. Starting at verse 37, it says, "Thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the Most High of heaven have given you a kingdom, power, strength, and glory." See, the Lord gave these people their kingdom, man. They thinking that, oh, we were smart, we went and conquered you people, so we deserve to get whatever we get. No, you ain't conquered nothing, man. The Lord gave you the power to be able to even rule and have this rulership. It says, for the Most High of heaven have given you a kingdom. See, they swear, oh, you know, we had weaponry and they were just wanting some money. No, the Lord allowed them to do that, man. He gave them that. Jump down to 38, it says, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field, the fowls of the heaven, he have given into your hand, and have made you ruler over them all. So this is what every kingdom that come up, the Lord gave them that kingdom. He gave the, let's go ahead and run them down. It says, art thou, no, he said, thou art this head of gold. What's that? Who he talking about? Babylon, ancient Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar. They was the head of gold. Then he gonna come with another kingdom after that. Verse 39. This is Daniel 2 and 39. And after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to you. That was the Assyrians, or the what you call it? I'm thinking Assyrian, because you got the Assyrians or the Medes and the Persians. Then it says, and a third kingdom, because it ain't before kingdom, so the Medes and the Persians, Medes and the Persians, they had to be number 2. It says, where is it? Yeah, because the Persians went into Babylon and conquered them, and Daniel told them, this night your kingdom gonna be translated up out of your hand, and the writing is on the wall. So the Greeks, here it says, which shall bear rule over all the earth. So that third kingdom was gonna be the Greeks. And we thought this is the same people that's ruling now. Verse 40, it says, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. See, this is this kingdom, strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh into pieces and subdue all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. So now you're talking about those 3 kingdoms: Babylon, the Persians, the Greeks, and these Romans. And the Roman kingdom was pretty much fell down, came back up during the Byzantine Empire, during the Moorish and the Muslim conquests. The ancient Babylon, not ancient Babylon, the first Roman kingdom fell. So they came back in 1492 when the so-called white man started ruling again. So you jump down to, well, that's the foundation. Let's jump over to Daniel 7. Daniel 7, he gonna break down his 4th kingdom. 7 and I want to just focus on the 4th kingdom, because he talks about Babylon the Great America in verse 8. He says, this Daniel 7 and 8, it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before who there were 3 of the horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. So that's Babylon the Great America, a mouth speaking great things. That's why Trump can get up with a sign and tell the whole world, we gonna tax everybody. See, we gonna tax China, Russia, we taxing everybody. See, he speaking great things, plus he telling lies the whole time. Now, let's jump down to verse 23 and get these horns. What is this horns he talking about? This 23, it says, thus he says, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth. So that 4th kingdom, which were the Romans, they are the 4th beast. Now I'm jumping down to 24 to get to the point. It says, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings. So this is going to be a coalition. See, this 4th kingdom will be a coalition. It says, 10 kings shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue these kings. Okay. Verse 25, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. Okay, so this pretty much too is talking about that little horn. In verse 8, they speaking great words. And so this is Daniel prophesying about these different kingdoms in perfect order, because we seen the Babylonians got taken over by the Persians. The Persians got taken over by the Greeks. The Greeks got taken over by the Romans. Now it's these Americans. That's American empire that's running the world. Okay. Now let's get into the opposition. Let's go into Zechariah chapter 1. Zechariah chapter 1, I'm going to start at verse 8 to bring in this fourth kingdom and to bring in these opposition, where you got the American and you got the Russian. It says, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon the red horse. See, this red horse symbolizes the so-called white man, you see? Because they red. They red from head to toe. It says, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and lo, him were their red horses, speckled and white. You see? Now he letting you know they're gonna be called white too. Just it's a red horse, but they're gonna be called white. See, that white was thrown in there by the Spirit. Now let's jump down and see what is this red horse is gonna be doing. They're gonna have two oppositions in this red horse, because when you go into Revelation 6, before we get to two oppositions, let's let Revelation 6 break it down, and then go back to Zechariah to show how Apostle John John the Revelator, he's seeing this fourth kingdom, which is the red horse, the red beast and the red dragon. All of this fourth kingdom, he's seeing them being burnt by nuclear fire, man. This is Revelation 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. See, Zechariah, he's seeing the same vision. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Here go the point. And that they should kill one another. It's going to be two opposition. See, it's going to be the red horse against red horses. They're going to be fighting an eternal fight. The fourth kingdom going to have an eternal fight. It says, and there was given unto him a great sword. Now we know who was given a great sword in Genesis 25. We know who was given that great sword. But let's go back to Zechariah and look at these two oppositions to show how it's going to get to the point where they're going to kill one another. What are they going to do to kill one another? The Zechariah chapter 1, starting at verse 18. It says, then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. This is the first group of the red horse. Verse 9, it says, and I saw, and I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns that have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. See, the descendants of slaves in the Atlantic slave trade. This is what it's talking about, man. It says, verse 20, and Yahweh showed me 4 carpenters. So it's the opposition to these EU and NATO, or mainly Babylon the Great, man. There's going to be an opposition to Babylon the Great, America. Verse 21, it says, then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns that have scattered Judah, so that no man lifted up the head. So we know this is what Babylon did. But these come to fray them. So the 4 carpenters is going to be the opposition to these Babylonian, American, Egyptians. You see, these sodomites. This is what the four carpenters is going to be the opposition. Say to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it. You see, that's who went into Jerusalem in 70 AD, man. These stinking Romans. See, these are the ones in that fourth kingdom that went in there and ran them people out of there. Now let's go into, I want to get some on that great sword, because this is how their kingdom is going to fall. It's Genesis 27. Genesis 27. And I'm going to start at 38 because it breaks the whole thing down. It says, and Esau said unto his father, have thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40. And by your sword shall you live. See, that go that great sword that was in Revelation 6. And this is the same sword that's going to fray them in Zechariah 1 and 21. See, he said that these four carpenters is going to fray the four horns. See, the four horns was the main orchestrators of the Atlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. This is what them four horns was doing, scattering the Israelites. It says, and by your sword you shall live and serve your brother. See, you going, during the Byzantine Empire, you're going to have to serve your brother. When his iniquity has come to an end, like Ezekiel 35 and 5 say, you're going to have to go into hard bondage unto your brother. It says, and it shall come to pass when you shall have the dominion. What's that? The fourth kingdom. The third kingdom and the fourth kingdom. See, when you are the Greeks, when you calling yourself the Romans, see, you calling yourself the Americans and the British, see, the European Union, you gonna have to go serve, you gonna have dominion at that time. It says that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. This is what that great sword is talking about, man. And the Lord gave our people he gave the Israelites the vision to be able to see these things. And they weren't going to come out during slavery or before slavery, during the Holy Roman, church, where you got these popes, Pope Alexander VI of Rome with Caesar Borgia, white, putting his son up as Yahushua, when he a whole Edomite. This is Habakkuk chapter 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. See, Apostle John, he saw America burning, but it wasn't but for the last days, so that can be revealed. It wasn't going to be revealed before America was even established, when they was starting the doctrine of this Catholic doctrine. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. See, and they know that you had the Cold War, they running their mouth all the way from in the early 80s, talking about they gonna blow this place up, man. This is nothing new. They was going to war back in the 40s. So this thing is not tarrying. It's just for an appointed time. See, because Noah, he was preaching for hundreds of years, man. Where is it? Let's get I want to get 5, but I'm going to come at the 5. And this talking about Babylon the Great America and this 4th kingdom. So that's let's go to Joel. Joel going to that military operation. And I'm thinking Joel 2. Yeah, Joel 2. He goes into these horses also. But this ain't talking about no horse. It's talking about what's gonna happen to the people that got the Israelites in captivity. It's starting it off. Here in verse 1, to get the context, is Joel 2:1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Okay, so this is what the Israelites gonna be doing. He gonna give them the vision so they can blow the trumpet. See, to his people. It says, I'm gonna jump down to verse 3. Why is he blowing the trumpet? What are you warning these people about? Why is he what it say, sound the alarm? What's the alarm about? Look at verse 3. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burning. What is that? A nuclear missile. It says the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. See, once that nuclear missile hit, you ain't gonna be able to run and jump into no bunker, man. You can't dig a hole in the ground or jump in a little airplane, think you're gonna get away. Because all the sky is gonna be full of smoke. Because it ain't gonna be like just one nuke with that little mushroom cloud, man. It's gonna be all kind of millions of warheads hitting this place. Now let's go into let's get 2 more to break down how is America gonna be like the Garden of Eden, but then when the nuclear missiles hit, it's gonna be like a destroyed wilderness. It says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. It's Joel 2:4. And as horsemen, so shall they ride. Like the noise of chariots. See, when your missiles in the sky, you're gonna hear the noise. They're gonna be rumbling like a hurricane. It says, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains, because the mountains is high. So there's gonna be a noise way up in the sky. The missile. Like the noise of chariots at the top of mountains, they shall leap. Like the noise of the flame of fire. See, that's fire, nuclear missiles, man. It says, that devoureth the stubble as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. So the people's face gonna be black because it's gonna be smoke everywhere, man. It says, verse 7, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war. See, that's all them missiles gonna be sparking off in every direction. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So they're not gonna be exploding. They're gonna be flying and hitting. Bam! They're not gonna be one missile coming this way and another missile, and then they explode in the air. No. When them missiles come, they gonna come and hit the ground. Bam! See, Putin got what they call a hypersonic nuclear missiles, where they go 4,000 miles, 8,000 miles in 30 minutes. While you getting a burger at the drive-thru, he hitting the button, ready to blow your behind up. It says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war. See, because there's going to be a war going on with Russia and America. Russia not getting no missiles to go attack a fake church. Oh, it's going to attack false religion. No, he's not attacking no false religion, man. He gonna attack America. That's what he gearing up for. He not gearing up there. We got to go attack all the false religions of the world. That's a lie, man. Jehovah wickedness lie. It says, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Here go the point that I was making already. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They're not going to bump into each other. They shall walk every one in his paths, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So they're not going to be bumping into each other, man. Blowing up in the sky. All of them going to have their own path, and they're going to hit their target. It says, where is it? Verse, yeah, I want to get that verse 9. But let's get 9 to 10, and I'll take it back to Revelation 18. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. Meaning they're going to be hitting walls and houses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. See, they hitting the houses. They busting all these skyscraper buildings, man. It's going to be destroying everything. Verse 10, it says, the earth shall quake before them. See, when that nuclear missile, that thing long as a bus, like 4 buses. See, like 4 Voltrain buses. That's how long that missile is, man. It says, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, and the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. See? It says, now let me get some of this revelation. John saw 4 major destructions. Let's go to Revelation 6. Let's start that off and see how he described these missiles coming toward Babylon the Great America. Let's start at verse 12. Yeah, verse 12. It's Revelation 6 and 12. It says, and I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and look. See, he was looking, he was seeing what was going on. There was a great earthquake. See, he's seeing the earth, America quaking. See, America shaking. America being broken into pieces. It says the sun became black like sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Verse 13, he says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. He's seeing missiles, just like when they was over there in Iran, and you see the missiles coming out the sky. He was seeing missiles flying, see, going to another city. And Babylon the Great is this main city. It says, even as a fig casteth her untimely fig. So just like you shake a fig tree and a bunch of them balls get to dropping. When she is shaken of a mighty wind, and the fig tree got balls like they about the size of what them those penny candies. What is it? Them fireballs back in the day when you used to buy them candies that was round and they hot. That's how the figs is. And when they're on the tree, they be in clusters like grapes. So when they fall, they gonna be a bunch of them falling at the same time. It says, verse 14, and the heaven depart as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Now he is Apostle John the Revelator. He's quoting Isaiah 34, because Isaiah 34 was way before his time. and he following the rules of Isaiah 8 and 20 to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is no light in them. So you're not just finna run his mouth or write something down that he ain't already knew about in the scripture. He just breaking it down and maybe adding to it. This Isaiah 34, starting at verse 4, it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. That's what he said. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Exactly what John said. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf fall off of the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. He said it word for word almost. He just on that host, he said stars, and in Isaiah say host. And that could be the translation, because them folks will try to switch it up just to fit their doctrine. So what is causing that earthquake? Because first it said the earthquake, and then it said that something gonna be falling like figs, and the stars gonna be falling out of heaven. What is these stars falling out of heaven? Look at verse 5 of Isaiah 34. He says, my sword shall be bathed in heaven. See, that's what's going to be falling. A weapon going to be falling. Nuclear missile. It says, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. That's Edom. Babylon the Great, America. See, the land of the Edomites. See, they calling themselves a color. Nobody is a color. You is not a color. You had a daddy. And your daddy go back to Esau, Edom. It says, upon the people of my curse to judgment. See, what are they getting judged for? See, rape, rob, and murder all over the world. What they call an economic hitman. Threatening people to do something to them unless you make a deal with us. You make a deal with us, or you gonna find you somewhere in the river floating. This verse 6, he gonna go in on that sword, what this sword gonna do. He said the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Bozrah. Bozrah is talking about America, Babylon the Great America. Because Bozrah was the top city of the Edomites. So when you look at the EU and NATO, America is that top city. America is the everything coming out of with that global dollar, that reserve dollar, that petrodollar. See? It says, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. This is where the great slaughter is going to be. When that fire come down and destroy these people. Look how I describe it in verse 9. It said the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch. Because there's a lot of streams and rivers in Babylon and Great America. It says, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. So this is what it's talking about in Revelation. It's not describing some hell under the ground. See, let's go to that in Revelation 20. It's not talking about some hell under the ground, man. It's talking about when them nuclear missiles hit, the ground is going to be an everlasting operation. I'm going to get right to the point here in verse 9. It's talking about the same thing, the same vision of John the Revelator saw. Verse 9, it says, this Revelation 20 and 9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. See, that's what caused that lake of fire. It was fire coming out the sky, a nuclear missile. Verse 10, it says, and the devil that deceived them, see who was deceiving all the people, man? with they stinking Christian church. See, they stinking Muslim mosque. See, they gonna be deceiving the people with their politics and they television. You telling a lie on the television. That's all you doing. It's hypnotism, man. It says, where is it? Fire came down. Okay, no, the devil that deceived them were cast into the lake of fire. No, he was hit with them nuclear missiles. That's what had happened. He was hit with the nuclear missiles. Says the lake, he was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone because the fire was coming down from the sky, man. The missiles was dropping on his head, and it created a lake of fire. And he was the devil that was deceiving all the people. And what else was he? He says he was the beast and he was the false prophet. See, he was the devil, the beast, and the false prophet. All the same fourth kingdom, Babylon the Great, America. And shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. See, this is what it's describing. It's not describing no under the ground with a pitchfork like on the cartoons and Greek mythology, the god of Hades and all this crap, man. The lord of the underworld. See, some old fabricated lie. The scriptures talk about fire coming down from the sky, creating a lake of fire with that government that's ruling is going to be in it. They set up the false religion. They the false prophet. Now when you go down to let's jump to Revelation, what is it, 14 and 16. He's seeing the same vision again. Well, he's seen it in 11 too, but you know what? Let's get 11, man. Let's get 11, because 11, it breaks that, man, it break it down so perfect. And it break down the issues that he having with Babylon the Great America. This Revelation 11 and 8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. See, America is the greatest city on earth, man. And city just means a place where you got citizens. It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. See, John was seeing a vision of the Israelites being spiritually dead in their mind. See, walking around talking about, I'm a color. I'm two continents, or I'm two countries put together. See, how about I'm just an Afro-American? What is that? I'm just an Afro. I don't know who my daddy is and my forefathers. I'm just an Afro. See, I'm just a language, the property of Spain. See, I don't know where my forefathers come from. This is what they do. They spiritually dead walking around. It says, where also our Lord was crucified. See, he was crucified in Babylon the Great America because they got him as an Edomite. He got leprosy and albinism. See, he got blonde hair. That's a recessive gene. That's a plague in Leviticus 13. See, he got blue eyes. That's a recessive gene. That's a plague in Leviticus 13. He got clean leprosy. See, clean leprosy is where from head to toe, you don't have no melanin in your skin, man. That's a clean plague. Now, where is it? Let's jump down and see what happened to this great city. I'm gonna just get verse 13. It says, and the same hour was there a great earthquake. You see? So it's the same situation. An earthquake happening in this great city. It was not talking about no freaking city of religion, man. City of many religions. No empire of false religion. That's what the Jehovah Wickedness. Then you got people talking about is Babylon and the Vatican. Say no. It's not talking about no Vatican. It's not talking about no empire of false religion. It's talking about Babylon the Great America. That's who the nuclear missiles is made for. Not made for no religion. It says, It's common sense. It's logic. We making a missile to blow up America. We not making a missile to hit a church, the Vatican, to hit Babylon. Nobody even over there. These people crazy. It says, and the 10th part of the city fell. So the city was separated into 10 parts. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. See, completion. Everybody was destroyed. It says, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High of heaven. See, the ones who got beamed up out of there, man, they was afraid and giving glory to the Lord. Thank the Lord, He's beamed us up out of Babylon, the great America, man. He saved us from this wicked land. Now, it talks about it again. John saw it again, and he saw it again in Revelation 14, where he saw in 7:2, where he said, hold back the wind, hold back them nuclear missiles until I seal these 12 tribes, 12,000 out of each tribe, which symbolizes till I save these elect Israelites. Hold back those nuclear missiles from destroying this place. But let's get Revelation 14 and 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, it is fallen, that great city. Okay, because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath of her fornication. See, America is making everybody bow down to them. That's why they trying to say America want to be a bully. America want to bully the whole world. See, that's why they can make that statement, because they're doing it. It says, I'm going to jump down to 10. It's 9 talking about that mark and that image. He making everybody worship him. See, these freaking American Edomites and these small hats that's running America and over there in the state of Israelis. It says, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without measure into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. See, this great city Babylon is going to be destroyed, see, with nuclear fire. And they're going to give glory to the Lord when it happens. Look at Revelation 15. He's seen it again. Revelation 15 and 2. The next, pretty much, he went to describing it again. He says, verse 2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. So it's a sea of glass, like you standing on a river that you can look right through and see everything in there. A sea of glass. And then it's mingled with fire. So you're in the sky looking at fire. It says, and them that got the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark. So he gonna try to give you the mark, but you gonna dodge it. See, you gonna get the victory over it. You ain't gonna consent to his trying to merge man with machine. We trying to merge man with machine. We gonna upgrade men. It says, over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass. So they're gonna be standing on the sea, standing in the sky that look like glass when you're standing on it, looking down at America burning. It says, having the harps of the Most High. So they're gonna be up there having a party. They're gonna be celebrating. See, we're gonna get beamed up, get new bodies, and we're gonna be celebrating. See, we didn't get destroyed with the Sodomites. We didn't get destroyed with the wicked people down there in Babylon the Great, with these wicked Egyptians that want to trust in a rape, rob, and murderer, man. Where is it? 16. The next chapter. He wasn't writing no chapters, but just for clarity. The next chapter, he talks about the vision again. It says, verse 14, to get the context, he says, for they are spirits of devils. Now, when you go up to 12, it's telling you what this whole situation is about. It's not about no religion being attacked. Look at verse 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. So now the river Euphrates is the subject matter. And water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings might be the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So it's a war finna pop off. And this river is gonna get dried up. It's not giving you no analogy or no metaphor, man. It's literally talking about a river being dried up. So when you go into that city, it's talking about a city. Now when you go down there, and they just because they got dragon and beast in there, they go to losing their darn mind. But anyway, verse 14, it says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. Now that's another thing. So the kings of the earth is not talking about, it ain't figuratively speaking. See, but when it comes to Babylon the great city, oh, that's not literal, man. That's talking about a religion. Off the chain. It says, where is it? Back gathered unto the great day of Armageddon. Then verse 16 talks about the Armageddon. Then it break down what is it talking about. Verse 18. What's going to happen to this city? It says, and there was voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake. Same vision, man. Since as it was not since men was upon the earth. See, it wasn't no this atomic bombs over there in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That wasn't nothing. They got nuclear weapons now. Atomic weapons and nuclear weapons, two different things. Two different levels of TNT. It says, verse 19. No, I didn't finish that. It says, since such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. Here go 19. Well, who is this war? Where is this war gonna pop off at? And the great city was divided into 3 parts. So these kings of the earth, the river dried up so they can go involve this great city into their war, pretty much. Because it's gonna be in the east. They're gonna be fighting in the east. But from the east is where them darn where is it? From the east is where them weapons is gonna come from. Okay, where is it? I was on 19. It says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts. Not no empire or false religion was divided into 3 parts. What, you gonna have the Muslims over here, the Hindus over here, and the Buddhists over here? No, man. It's talking about a city, a literal city is gonna be destroyed. It says, the great Babylon, no. Then the next one, it says, after the 3 parts, it says, and the cities of the nations fell. So other cities is gonna be destroyed. So that city is not talking about no freaking religion, man. It says the great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fell away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven. See, that's nuclear missiles. It says, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of hell, for the plague thereof was exceedingly great. See, that's John the Revelator seeing America being nuked. Just like you nuke something in the microwave. That's why on the movie Fallout, you got all these radiation masks. See, they when they build a bunker, they try to make some kind of situation where the radiation don't kill the people in there, because it's gonna be a major situation. Now let's get that plague in Zechariah. Now Zechariah talk about them 4 carpenters destroying the 4 horn, fraying the 4 horn. Those 4 carpenters, what they gonna do to these horns? It tells you in Zechariah 14 and 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Not the place, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. What can do that but a nuclear missile? It says, their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. See, while you standing up and that missile drop, and that place is like the Garden of Eden, after the missile drop, it's gonna be like a deserted wilderness, man. What that was in Joel, the 2nd chapter. This is what it's talking about. They're gonna be standing on their feet, running. Oh, there go the missiles. See, you're gonna get a good 5 minutes once you see them in the sky. See, you might get a maybe 3, maybe 2 minutes to get your sprint on. Or you just gonna duck down. But the folks gonna be on their feet trying to get away. They gonna hear the noise. What it says, it's gonna be like the noise of chariots on the top of the mountain. So you gonna hear that noise of them chariots rumbling. See, and they gonna get to running. Ah! And they got it on all the movies, man. Armageddon, they got a movie about that. And they try to make it seem like it's an asteroid. It's not an asteroid. See, Putin, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, the NATO, when they all switch out on America, man, they letting off all these missiles. Iran got an underground nuclear weapon city. They got a whole city down there that's got nuclear weapons. And they gonna let them fly straight over here to America, Babylon the Great. Now let's get another one in 17. And let the Lord break it down. Revelation 17 and 16. He saw the vision again.
Yo, you on TikTok live?
This is Revelation 17 and 16.
Yes, sir.
He said, the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So this is how is 10 kings gonna burn somebody with fire? Because they gonna shoot missiles over there. A kingdom got a military, a kingdom got an army, a kingdom got a freaking what do you call it, the armory, where you got missiles, you got tanks, you got nuclear battleships, nuclear submarines. See, they gonna be shooting nukes at this place, man. They already had like 20 nuclear submarines down there by Cuba. They ready to let them off and demolish this place. And the Lord got his spirit on the whole situation. Now let's go into Revelation 18. It says, where is it? Let's get into some of this vision that he saw. This is Revelation 18 and 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judged her. See, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. See, they gonna be off in the cut. NATO, they gonna switch out on America, man. They gonna be looking from a distance. See, they mad because America said, we gonna go to Greenland and we gonna take over, tell Greenland what to do. See, Trump with his crazy behind. We gonna go to Greenland, man, and we gonna tell them what to do. See, and NATO say, you go over there and mess with Greenland if you want. We gonna go to war with your behind. See, he says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament over for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. See, they gonna say, man, we tried to work with America, but they wanted to go take over Greenland. They wanted to go take over Venezuela. They wanted to take over Ukraine. See, they trying to take over the whole world. We had to nuke them. This is verse 10 of Revelation 18. Says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is your judgment come. See? They're going to see the smoke of this place blazing. It says, let me get another one what he was seeing. He was seeing all these other nations that was getting financial aid from America. See, America giving people aid. The UN. See, all these UN members in the General Assembly. America giving them all kind of aid. That's why Trump, when he got in there the first time, he said, we're not giving y'all no more aid. We're going to focus on our people. We're going to focus on America. We're not giving y'all nothing. So they all voted against him on that embassy he was trying to put over there in Jerusalem. Now, here goes a big evidence of what a Babylon the Great is in verse 17. You got to be a genius not to see that one. It says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. See, they wasn't $30 trillion in debt in 1992. They won $30 trillion in debt in 1981. See, shoot, in 2008, they won $30 trillion in debt. See, in a short period of time, so great riches came to naught. See, the shopping mall dead. All of these stores is shutting down their branches. Oh, we got 3,000 branches shut down. Toys R Us went out of business. See, Sears went out of business. Kmart went out of business. See, all these places going out of business because this is Bible prophecy. And this is Babylon the Great. It says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, who have all the ships coming over here? See, when they had that little problem with China, they say, oh, the what you call supply chain is getting disrupted because the ship's not coming over. But when everything running good, them ships coming over here like water, man. That's how they do all the trade. They send them over here on them ships with them containers. Them darn Nigerians know about them containers. They always talking about, I got a container. I got a container coming over from America. I'm finna be rich. See, they know about them containers. That's on them ships. It says, where we at? Oh, 17, Revelation 18 and 17. It says, and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Why? Because this is what's going on. The World Trade Center, everybody trading with America. You got to have 2 American banking accounts just to have you some business outside of America. See, to be trading with America. Then you got Trump standing up with a sign, we're going to raise the tariffs. Said everybody trading with us, we got bad trading deals. Everybody's getting rich off of America. That's Babylon the Great. It says, verse 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? See, what city is like America? You ain't gonna find it. Everybody want to go to America. And that's a sarcastic statement. And it's a question too. Well, you gonna point out another city, man, because they trying to get their muscle up with Russia and China. They trying to team up, try to get their muscle up with America. It says, verse 19, and they cast dust upon their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, oh, America, America, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she was made desolate. See, it's going to be 1 hour that Putin and these other nations is going to hit the button and blow this place to smithereens. It says, and I'm going to get that in 2nd Ezra, because when they see Yahushua come to beam up the elect, this is when they're going to be ready to fight. This is 2nd Ezra, what is it, 13, I think. Yeah, 2nd Ezra 13. 13 and 3, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Meaning he got all kind of angels with him, all kind of ships with his mothership. They got ships around the mothership. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that was seen under him. Jumping down to 5 to get to the point. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they're gonna see Yahushua in that big old ship, and they're gonna be trying to do what they can do to kill him. And it's not gonna happen. Verse 6, it says, behold, he says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. See, you can't grave, nobody can grave out a mountain and fly on it, man. That's talking about a mothership that Yahushua is coming on. And they're going to be ready to fight. Let's get Revelation 1. Revelation, because the John the Revelator saw that too. He saw Yahushua come with that mothership. Here it is in verse 7 of chapter 1. It's Revelation 1 and 7. In the 7th verse, he almost saw that first. He says, behold, he cometh with clouds. See, them clouds is those ships, them chariots. It says, every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So that, what did it say? They also which pierced him. Who pierced him? The Roman Edomites, the so-called white man, sat up there with a sword and pierced Yahushua. See, he was on the torture stake, the crucifixion, whatever they want to call it, man. And they stabbed him in the side so his blood and water could come out. He coming for them. See, he coming for their nation, because they just gonna have a bunch of children, and let's get that. See, they just kept having children. The Romans ain't went nowhere. The Romans right here in America. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. See, the Romans is right here in Babylon, the great America. He says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See, this is what he gonna do when he pop up with that chariot, with that mothership. See, he coming to slaughter they behind. Let's get that in Isaiah 63. It's Isaiah 63. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Bozrah is America. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. He coming to save the Israelites. The people that's talking about, giveth us free. Almost start, giveth us free. A bunch of Negroes that want to be free. He coming to save they behind. He coming to give them freedom. It says, mighty to save, whereas thou red in your apparel, and your garments like him that tread in the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them, talking about the ones that pierced him, talking about the children of the people that pierced him. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment. See, this is who they ignorantly called Jesus Christ. See, Yahweh, he gonna make blood sprinkle on his garments because he gonna be slaughtering these Edomites. See, he says, their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. That means all his clothes gonna be stained with their blood. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. See, he coming to Edom, America. See, and you got the so-called small hats, and they rabbis, they over there saying, America is Edom, it ain't us. See, we're not a part of them. See, we're Jacob and America is the Edom. See, you a lie. All of y'all Edom. And they was the main one that was the slave master. They was the main one that was at the bank. See, they've been fighting for that land over there, man, since the 1800s. They was the main ones that was doing the minstrel shows, paint their face black. What they call it? Black face. Paint their face black, and they on there singing. He got a ripped up clothes, a whole small hat, tiny hat guy, a rabbi. See, talking about I was born in a rabbi family. Yeah, because you over here stealing somebody's identity. That's what you doing. And you throw them all in slavery, pay for all the slave ships. See, made all the money off the cotton, trying to frame everybody else. Now let's get it's another one talk about the vengeance. Oh, in Revelation 19. See, he's seeing that war that was gonna pop off, man. And that war was gonna be have a climax with America being destroyed. But look how he gonna add, John the Revelator added Isaiah 34, the war that's going on, Isaiah 34, Joel, and Joel, Isaiah 34, and Isaiah 63. He added them all together with Revelation 19. Verse, verse 13. This is Revelation 19 and 13. It says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. That vesture meaning his clothes. His clothes was in blood, man, because he was coming to America to kill these people. It says, the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So they're going to be clean when they pop up on the scene. Jump down to verse 19. It says, and I saw the beast. See, this is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, in his military. It says, and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. That horse, that white horse, is that mothership, man. That great mountain that he cut out and flew up on it. See, he gonna be flying in that great mountain. That's what's in Ezekiel chapter 1. They talk about these chariots, a wheel within a wheel. See, it's gonna be a wheel within a wheel because it's gonna have lights and all kind of stuff going on. That's where they talk about fire in the eyeball, eyes looking at you. They're just describing what he's seen. And John the Revelator seen it all too. He's seen that white horse, that mothership that Yahweh shall coming on. He just called it a white horse because he's talking about power, like somebody talk about a car with horsepower. See? Now, what's another one he gets in and get describing that, let's see. Yeah, that's another time, well, not really. I was gonna hit that Revelation 21, but it's kind of talking about after the Israelites get their power and they come back. Let me get Isaiah 60. There's a lot of meat on there too. Isaiah 60 and let's see, Isaiah 60 and 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve you shall perish. Those nations shall be utterly wasted. So the Israelites is going to have an eternal excellency of a kingdom. Let's see, what's the other one? Verse 9, they talk about them ships, those chariots that he gonna come in on. This is Isaiah 60 and 8. It says, who are these that fly as a cloud? That's why when John the Revelator say he gonna come, every eye shall see him, he gonna come with the clouds. Who is these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their window? Surely the Isos or the Gentiles shall wait for me. Talking about the ones that's scattered. It says, and the ships of Tarshish first to bring your sons from afar, your silver and your gold with them. So these ships is going to be coming, these clouds, that's ships, going to be coming to gather the Israelites. This is what John was seeing. Oh, let's get that other one. Revelation 11. Oh, it says the ship's going to be coming to get the Israelites. This Revelation 11 and 12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended. What do you do when you ascend? You go up. You say, they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. See what he said, Isaiah? Who is these that fly like a cloud? And their enemies beheld them. So they're going to be beamed up in that mothership. See? and they gonna be looking down, standing on the sea of glass at Washington D.C. getting blowed up, New York City getting blowed up, Miami getting blowed up, L.A. getting blowed up. They're gonna be watching all these people getting burnt like some chicken on a barbecue grill. Jeremiah got the whole thing down too, and Jeremiah 16, starting at verse 14, it says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, says the Lord, that it shall no more be said that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north." That's North America, Babylon the Great. It says, "And from all the lands, whether he have driven them." How did he drive them to other land? On a slave ship. See, he got the northern kingdom went to Spain on slave ships. The southern kingdom came to Babylon the Great on slave ship. It says, whether he have driven them, says, "And I will bring them again into their land that I gave to their father." So when he blow up Babylon the Great, the elect of the Israelites is going to get beamed up, and they're going to go to their homeland. This is what the whole plan was about. Not no freaking, oh, he going to have a paradise earth and everybody supposed to live forever, but Adam made them die. So now he got to bring Yahweh to give everybody a chance to live forever. That's a lie, man. The children of Israel got to be taken back to their homeland. That's what it's all about. And it's the only one people on the earth talking about, we want to be free. Why can't we be free? Because we some slaves. We want to be free. This is the only one people on the earth saying that crap. The East Indians ain't worried about being no free. The Chinaman ain't worried about being free. The Arab, the Hamite African, none of these people worried about being free, man. It's just some Negroes and a Spanish around here talking about we want freedom. See, we want freedom from this oppressor. Let's see what time we working with. 82. And so this is what Yahweh Shah gonna be coming to do. Let's get Isaiah 59 and 19, because this is what's going to boil down to, not just because we want to be free, but if we don't get free, these folks going to be trying to exterminate us. What is going on with Psalms 83? They're going to try to exterminate the Israelites. This Isaiah 59 and 19, it says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit of Yahweh shall lift up the standard against him, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion." Meaning he coming to save Zion. "And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, says Yahweh." So he coming to save those that's turning away from transgression, man. This is the people he's coming to save. And he's coming to save Jacob. That's the Israelite. It's not talking about a Christian church, and you can't lie and say that represent Jacob represent the church. That's a lie, man. Jacob represents Jacob. Like the Lord don't know what he's doing. He's schizophrenic and bipolar. He gonna just switch up the whole operation. He didn't see what was gonna happen before it happened. He just gonna say something and it ain't gonna come to pass. What's that? Isaiah 55 and 11 say, none of his words gonna come back void. They all gonna they all gonna accomplish what they were sent out to do. Tell you that the elect Israelites is the one that's gonna get saved, not no freaking Christian church, and all you gotta do is believe on a name. So you got to believe all these precepts in this Bible, and you got to apply these precepts in this Bible. But let's see here. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. I ended on this. This Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor." See, the one that's descendants of slaves working minimum wage. See, talking about we gonna give you the minimum wage. We ain't gonna give you a fair living wage. We just gonna give you the bare minimum. It says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear." So they gonna see the prophets, the Israelites standing up, the elect standing up, prophesying, waving the hand at these governments and these dragons and these people that hate them and afflicted them. See, and they gonna say, "Oh, these are the people." See, they fulfilling these prophecies. See, they got the 12, the sign with all the tribes on it, giving their people their identity back, telling them what they got to do. It says, "And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation." Say, "Oh, this is how they finna be saved." See, they fulfilling these prophecies, man. And they're amazed that the Lord predestinated the whole situation so far beyond all that they look for. And they repent and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, "This was he who we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor." See, they're going to be talking, they already on TikTok all day long talking all this noise. God, y'all preaching this and y'all preaching that. Y'all looking like this and y'all looking like that. See, they running their mouth non-stop. See, on TikTok. But they gonna see that they was the fool. See, you thinking, you laughing and joking and scoffing, you gonna realize you was the fool the whole time, man. Because people got certified facts. See, you got Edomites sitting around saying, it's a rough message, but hey, the facts and the records and the evidence pan out that these folks telling the truth. See, hey, I can't even go against them, but they telling the truth. So for a wicked behind Negro and Hispanic running their mouth and a Native American, see, trying to be on TikTok running their mouth and a disbeliever, man, you just talking crazy. But we know the Lord blinded 2/3 of our people, so we ain't concerned what they got going on. It's in the Lord's hand at the end of the day. But I'm gonna end it on that Daniel 7 and 18, because this is gonna be a everlasting kingdom. We're not gonna have to fight these Edomites no more. That's Lamentations 4 and 22. We ain't fighting these people no more, man. This the last hoorah for Esau. And after that, we ruling forever. This Daniel 7 and 18, it says, "And the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever and ever." See, ain't gonna be no the devil gonna be loose and all. You misunderstanding that whole situation. The devil ain't never gonna be loose after Yahweh shall come down here and kick their behind. But I'm gonna leave it there. Give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.